What up, guys? Amin makes it Geo. What's up, man? Jazza, Cortez, Ron, Big Friend, Little FD, Almanzo. What up, man? Shawnees. Nice. You had a solid New York session, huh? Good stuff, man. Good afternoon, Stuart. TML, what up? Universe King, what up, man? Tony, JLSD, what up, man? Day's going good, day's going good. Dice are out, what up, man? Dashkobin, Bruce Wayne, what up? Namnams, run on empty. Hopefully you guys have been able to capture some really good moves on the market these past few days, man. It's been some pretty strong trending moves. Sub daily moves. Marty Trades, what up, man? I didn't trade the New York session, so no. No New York session trades on my end. Suave, doing good, man. How are you, man? Would it be Christian World Globex open? What was the Globex open today? I don't think you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy at all, Namanams. Will we get that follow through? I'd like to definitely break through this kind of drawn channel here, though. We get that breakthrough. Yeah, I think it's very plausible for us to. Mario Duque? Is that how you pronounce the name, man? Welcome, man. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on here. I'm actually going to be doing a chart review in a bit here, so if you stick around, I'll definitely kind of go over the top-down analysis and give you a sense of kind of how I view the markets. I'm a price action trader, so that helps you kind of understand kind of who I am. Dr. Pepper. Yeah, looks like we are... I mean, technically, we've just been setting a new lows every day here, so for sure. Yeah, Suave, man. I'll do the chart review in a bit. London opens at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, SPX was crazy, man. I haven't traded SPX in so long, dude. Those days are crazy. So crazy. Single contract XPX, man. Can really do some crazy damage. Guang, what up, man? Ron, yeah, man. With Al Brooks' books, I think range and trend, either of those two, I think would be pretty great to start with. Reversals, I wouldn't get too caught up on that, to be honest. I'd save that for last, personally. Woozy, what up, brother? What's going on, uncle? OCC, what up, what up? Yeah, 0 to D SPX, man. Oh. Brings back memories, guys. Brings back memories. My biggest SPX trade I took was actually, I wasn't even in town. I was actually in Toronto, Canada. I was there visiting with family. I remember I was at the hotel at Niagara Falls, and I think I still have the photo or the video because I was taking some video shots of me sitting at the hotel room looking at the Niagara Falls from my hotel window. And I remember I was in SPX calls, and that thing ran. Like I think I had like 5 SPX contracts, and I had trimmed 4 off, like at like 200%. And then I let the runner run, and that runner ran like 2,000%. It was insane. It was one of those things where you're thinking to yourself, like, obviously you would not have anticipated it, but to think that I could have held 5 SPX contracts for 2,000% would have been nuts. We're at a pretty interesting spot, guys. I'll go through the chart review in a little bit, and we'll see what the market has. I mean, selling's been pretty harsh. We might just keep flushing, but I think where we open on Globex today and where we finished off yesterday in the New York session, I don't think that was by chance or fluke. I think we're at a very key area, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. 26.8. I think breaking past 27,000 is the first key spot, right? I mean, that's all those psychological spots is kind of what we look for. I don't know if we'll get that, man. We'll see. We've obviously been pushing down pretty darn hard, so I wouldn't put it out of the question for us, but definitely would like to see a few things before we make that happen. You guys are still strolling onto the stream here, guys. I'll be doing a chart review here in about 7 minutes here. Drop some thumbs up on the stream as usual. You guys know the drill. Our first account giveaway today is going to be a Lucid 50K Pro account, and if we get some more traction throughout the night, I actually do have one more code from one of my students that I want to donate tonight as well. So we'll touch on that a little bit later on. At any point do you feel like the market stops so many times after turn 20? I'm Monzo. I hear you, man. I think your question is very valid. You know, the conversation around losing so many times that you almost kind of lose faith in it all. I think if we just look at the loss as a loss, I can absolutely see that. I do think that it's important that we look at things as lessons, right? And see what it is that we can take away from that and kind of go from there, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think that when I was kind of just throwing crap at the wall and hoping it would stick, that's kind of how I felt. But I think a lot of the students that I work with today get the sense and understanding of where I come from when I say this, which is like, once you truly have an understanding of your playbook, it does take a lot of the guesswork out of the equation, and it takes a lot of that emotion. I don't know, I won't say all of the emotion because you never really get rid of all of them, but it does assist you in having a little bit better calm and composure, right? So, but I hear you, man. I get it. How come the market's tanking? I don't know, man. I mean, I don't put a lot of emphasis on news trading, to be honest, all too much. Jude Tran, man, much love, brother. I appreciate you hopping in just to do that, man. Doing good, man. Doing good. It's gonna be a crazy month for me here, man. I got lots to deal with as far as everything that goes with my move. Just because me moving isn't just as simple as like moving some furniture over to the new place, but I'm actually moving it completely to another province. And for those in the US, that's like moving to another state. But on top of that, because I'm an entrepreneur, there's a lot of other things I have to adjust to. It's not simply just moving furniture. I have to think about my incorporations, all my taxes, my estate planning. There's a lot of things I have to adjust on the back end. So it's kind of crazy stuff. But this is what they mean by it's tough to be it's tough to be on the lower end of life, and it's tough to be on the higher end of life, because either way there's a lot of work that goes behind it, man. What's up, Devon? What up, Jay Sullivan? Feeling like putting a micro long on NQ and going to bed. Is that your YOLO gamble trade? Zach, yeah, man. Don't fight the trend, right? Don't fight the trend. Synth one, much love, man. Steven from Edinburgh. I hope I'm not butchering that name, by the way. Edinburgh, I don't know. Yeah, prop firm wise, I mean, I gotta actually, it's actually pinned to the chat there. If you've never tried Lucid's one of the reputable props in the space that you can give it a swing at. They actually just rolled out a daily payout account. They got a lot of you know, low cost plans, flexible plans. So Steven, I would recommend, you know, a flex plan is probably a good start. No daily loss limit, no consistency rule, no activation fee, one-time cost, no subscription. So probably one of the most easiest plans to trade out of the options that are out there. There's a few different prop firms that offer that as well, but if you click on the link there, use code RT, you should be able to get 40 or 50% off those accounts. So hopefully that helps, man. Yeah, crazy crash and fly. Gustavo, hello. What's up, Sempify? Stop loss, Poppy. Hey, shout out to you, brother. Good work. I do look at gold. I haven't been trading gold that much because the candles, to be honest, have been a little bit whack. I haven't been liking it as much as I've liked NQ. Woozy, I'm going to be moving at the end of August. Geo, yeah, man, 100%. Celtic fan, yeah, man. I'm Chinese technically by ethnicity, but I'm as whitewashed as they come. I always say that I introduce myself as a banana, very white on the inside. I just look Asian. Natural energy. Yes, I'm live. Hey, Belen. Learning, that's awesome, dude. No problem, Steven. Daniel Sterling, eligible for your first payout. Shout out to Daniel Sterling in the chat. First payout. Yeah, so if you just kind of locked in your payday there, or your profits for the day, just wait until New York market closes, and within an hour or two, you should be able to request that payout. What up, Rye Guy? What's up, Home Depot? We're gonna go through the chart review in a bit here, guys. For all those who are just new, hopping in here, drop a thumbs up, drop a subscribe to the stream here. Helps us out a lot, guys. Yo, BJ, what's up, man? KR Tech, what up, man? Good morning. Hogs, what up, man? Can we drop to overnight low? I think it's very possible. I think that low is not random either, though. I definitely think that that low that we have there has probability. Thanks, Buljeet. Take it easy. J7, man. I'm moving to Alberta, my friend. All right, 10:15. It's 10:15, guys. I'm gonna do the chart review here, guys. All right, guys. Welcome to Project 365. This is your first time here. Thank you for hopping on in. Stick around. I'm about to do a chart review for the NQ and gold, and then we'll go on out about our day, and we'll see what kind of trades that we can catch tonight, man. My name is Alan, Azheng Trades. I'm the pre-London host to Project 365. There's 5 of us that actually stream, and we stream pretty much 5-6 days a week, 10 hours a day. All of us with a little bit of, different nuances to our trading. but all of us share a lot of commonality in our practice of how we go about the markets, because we all took rake trades as mastermind at some point in time or the other. But all of us have also refined and evolved our trading in a lot of different ways, which makes us unique to who we are today. As I do this chart review, I won't be looking at the chat, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I will get to the chat, so any questions you guys ask, I will get to them after the chart review is completed. I will appreciate if you guys could drop a like and subscribe. It really helps me out here, because as I'm trying to build my presence in the space, it really helps the algorithm get ourselves out there, right? So to kind of share as much as we can. I myself, I'm not just a trader. I am a business professional by core and practice. And I always state this because I think there's a lot of traders in the space that focus on trading and trading only, maybe because this is kind of where their main bread and butter has started for themselves, or where they find the most success. But I've actually built my life around my corporate success and then my business success afterwards, right? So, and as far as business goes, no, although it's nothing wrong with content creating or anything like that, I'm not in that space. I'm quite the noob at that, actually. I work in the restaurant industry field, so I consult restaurant entrepreneurs across the country. So if there's anything you guys want to chat about outside of just trading, but life, career building, business, more than happy to chat with you guys about it. I generally have a slower session, but these nights have been pretty interesting, to be honest. So we might have some good opportunities to take some trades. When I hop into the trade review, I am going to talk about kind of how we could have taken trades on the market. And I always say pay attention to the things that I talk about on these streams, because even if you don't end up taking a trade on my stream, I believe that you will find an opportunity to take it somewhere else, because these points will always come up and they trade quite nicely. And I always say that every single session between Globex, Asia, London, New York, they're all almost kind of like pages to a book. And I think they all kind of play in conduit with each other. So definitely some good things to talk about in that regard. With that, I am going to hop right into this now. I'll go through the trade review with NQ first, and I'm going to zoom out and we'll take a look at what we're looking at here. So we've obviously had quite a big push down on the NQ, but we are coming up to a very important spot. And why I say that is because if you take a look at the chart right now, like I'm just going to zoom out as much as I can. Just take a look at that. And I'm just going to delete all those lines there. Take a look at the chart right now, right? If we were looking at this right now, it looks like we're coming in to an area that we are very likely due for a pretty strong, you can call it a reversal, you can call it a pullback, but I think we're due for something soon. And when I make that comment, I don't make that comment from a gut feeling. I don't make that comment from a concept of being oversold. I make that comment because from a bar by bar perspective and a market structure perspective, it looks good for that. I'm not saying we're going to long to Kingdom Come now, but I do think we're coming in close to that spot now, which is why I have a lot of the lines I've drawn here. Now, people have always asked me, Alan, you really like the 200 EMA a lot and you talk about it a lot. And I don't trade the 200 EMA on every single time frame. I don't. But what I do like to leverage it on are on two specific time frames. Now, although I do find it helpful in almost every time frame, depending on how you run that in confluence with other things, the ones that I personally leverage it at is the 2-minute time frame, which you'll see me use it quite often on stream. And then the other one would be the daily time frame, which is the one we're looking at right now, guys. What makes this very important to me is if you take a look at it, where our New York session stopped yesterday, or I guess earlier today, depending on what time zone you're in, it wasn't really a fluke. I mean, if you take a look at it, where did we stop, guys? Not only did we stop at a level, but this is the daily 200 EMA, right? And when we opened up today's session, we had a strong reaction to the upside off this area as well. It's very natural, in my opinion, to get those kinds of reaction. And so the daily 200 EMA is another one of those larger time frame spots that I do like to look at. So for those in the chat earlier on the stream when we first started asking, do you think, Alan, we can tag the lows of the session? Or do you think we can hit 26,800? Anything is possible, of course, right? But I do believe that if we do tag the lows again, I would actually look for longs there. And it's because of the fact that not only is it an opening print, but it's also a level and it's the daily 200 EMA. So I have a few different reasons as to why I would want to take a long there. Now, I'm not going to blindly take a long there, guys. I'm just simply saying that is something that I'm definitely going to watch for tonight, in the same way that I've watched for that key 27,521 area that I've talked about as well. So kind of zooming out here, you can kind of see here that we had a really strong opening off the lows of New York or Globex or level, call it whatever you want. We had a very strong move up here, and then we hit a key area actually. You'll remember this shadowed bar here if you were on yesterday's stream, because I drew that yesterday actually. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but we did fail there, and we ended up coming right back down to where we are now. Okay, so we'll kind of go into this a little bit deeper. Let's go into the smaller time frames here, and just to talk a little bit about this. And so even when we started the stream, by the way, you guys, I drew this little kind of structural channel, I'm going to call it that. And the reason why I did this was because I think Nominal was in the chat asking Alan, is it crazy to hold to the lows? I made a comment that I think that if we could break beneath this channel, I think we absolutely can. I think that's very much within our line of sight. But you can see why this was important to us, because we are literally, it's acted as like a repellent here, where we held here and then we pushed up. So if you took a 1 hour long trade here, as you can see in my forecaster box here, this would have been a very nice 1 hour trade to the upside. So anyway, just want to kind of put that note out there, right? Now, kind of talking about since the trade stream yesterday. Okay, let's talk about that. So yesterday when we were on stream, what did we see here? I'm just trying to recollect my memory here. We obviously rejected off the Globex opening print. Oh yes, that's what it was. Now I'm like, that triggered my memory and thought. I took a couple L's last night on my trades. The two key trades that I called out in my chart review were these two. It was the rejection of this and the longs of this. And both of those trades worked out very well. I didn't catch those trades, and I will say for all you guys on stream right now, don't wait for me to take a trade. I always say I'm not here to give you guys fishes. I'm really hoping that through this you can almost treat every stream with me like a mini education, and that's what I'm hoping for, right? And so I will miss trades all the time, and it really doesn't bother me. And I say this a lot, and I really want to emphasize this because I do trade outside of these hours, right? My goal is that if you could take something away from this, whether you trade the chart review or you trade with the conviction that I provided you, maybe because you have already a system and maybe some things that I've talked about really gives you even more reassurance, then you'll take that, right? So yeah, yesterday, unfortunately, I know the gang was able to take advantage of the short trade that I called out and the long trade that I called out. Unfortunately for me, I missed it, and I took some more poor quality trades later on, and I ate an L on those trades, unfortunately, but it is what it is, right? But I did mention that a good spot, and I think we were talking, Goofy was in the chat as well. He had longs, he caught this long here, and he was tagging, looking for Globex, which was the right target to tag for, because not long after the stream, and I posted this on Instagram, and I posted this on Discord, I think, I took a short trade after the Globex opening print reject there, and I caught about a $1,400 trade. If you guys are in the Discord or you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys would have saw me post about that. And so I did catch a trade afterwards that made up majority of my losses. So again, as I showed you guys yesterday, I was already up 6K on my 10-4 trading prop account. And then I took my TPT account, took some L's, but then I was able to rebuild majority of the losses back afterwards, as I mentioned. And then later on, you can see that same area that we acted as resistance, we acted as support here, right? And so that gave us a really nice move to the upside. Now, by this point in time, I wasn't on the chart anymore, but you can see here as we talk about this, it does kind of help us understand things a little bit more. For those who are rolling in, because I'm seeing the viewer numbers kind of growing, if you guys are putting things in the chat, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm doing a chart review right now. I will get to your guys' question right afterwards. It's for the smoothness of going over the chart review. I want to make sure I keep going here and I don't stop. You can see here coming into the session that we did respect that 28.018 level rejection during the London session. And then as we came into the pre-market in New York, look what we did. That same channel, guess what, guys? That same channel that we shorted, right? That we shorted on our stream, it ended up becoming a support level for us. And you can see that during the pre-market, you could have caught the longs off the bounce there, in the same regard that off the New York Open. Now, I wouldn't have taken this, to be perfectly honest. And I say this because it's way too early on the market open for me to want to take this. But you can see here, we did literally pause at that channel, and we had a big tick up all the way to the top. Now you can see here, we did tick the top of the channel here that we had, right? We literally to the wick, ticked it, and then we ended up pulling back down. What I really liked about the next setup here was the bearish push down here, right? Because the way we came back is that we closed beneath the opening print at 914, and then we created a kind of low, a potential lower high here, launched us right back down. We tried to hold this channel again, but failed to do so. And so definitely being able to take an entry at the break of the low of this candle at 6:48 a.m. Pacific Standard Time would have offered a nice move to the downside. If you missed that trade, then the next one up afterwards would have been the lower high of that same. So again, this is the same channel that we shorted during our session yesterday. It acted as a nice lower high entry for shorts over the New York session as well. So if you caught that, beautiful. You can see that that structural channel that we drew here as well on our stream, it ended up becoming a nice support bounce here, nice lower high short here, the range. And this looks familiar again, right? We had this nice bounce on the channels and levels, and we kind of range between the two marked spots, right? Later on throughout the session, I can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to someone about this earlier this morning because I wasn't trading this, but definitely a great opportunity here that we managed to hold for a long trade off the retest and hold of the level of 27,521. If you guys remember, I talked about this for the past few days, actually. This has been pretty important for us to watch for, and we did end up holding to continue moving higher. And you can see here again, that same area that acted as resistance here, it acted as support later on over the New York session and gave us that big move up. Now, I know there was some news today that obviously kind of supported this big move up to the upside. We saw the news candle that popped up, and then we had the VWAP here to hold as a kind of a resistance flip support to the upside as well. And then not too long after that, basically as soon as the power hour began, we melted off here, right? And if you guys were on stream watching our man, I think it was Mitch that was on stream talking about this. I could be wrong, but I know for a fact he was looking for this on just using gamma exposure, and he caught a nice short trade to the downside here. And you can see that we basically, from the power hour open, we basically wiped out every single thing all the way down to the bottom here, right? And coming into the day, you can see here already that we've essentially put a triple bottom here before we opened up and had this move to the upside, right? So as we take a look at this, you can see here, we're still kind of hovering where I talked about earlier, but again, really would have caught a nice 1 hour trade here that I spoke about earlier on, okay? Now I'm going to go through the chat really quickly just to review if there's any big questions, and then I'm going to do the gold trade review right after this, okay? So let's see. And by the way, if you guys are finding these chart reviews like helpful, if you find it insightful, drop a like on the stream, guys. It really helps me. I know I sound like I'm like thumbs up farming here, but it really does make a big difference for me. So that's the reason why I'm doing my best to provide value to you guys. Let's see. Robert Harris, you took it. Nice. Dragon Trade Futures, what up, bro? Home Depot. For sure, seeing the daily count doesn't have a wick. How to trade with EMA. Andrew, that depends on what kind of EMA you're looking for, man. Just saying how to trade with an EMA is a very broad question. I think the trend that we've been on, you found Husky, is that we've been bearish. But if you look at the larger time frame, what we're seeing here is a larger time frame pullback, right? So if like months ago, I can't remember, in the early days of when we started the stream, I remember Ron and I were talking about this in our streams. We were saying how like inevitably at some point we're gonna get a pullback and it's gonna be a hard one, and we're getting that now, right? But I honestly, even though we're like pushing hard, I'm still looking at this as a pullback, right? So do you think we will close Liberation State gap in the next year, Tenzer? I don't even know where that would be, to be honest, on the chart. I'd like to believe that we're gonna keep, I want to believe in our economy. I want to believe that we'll keep pushing higher. But again, we'll obviously trade the chart and let the chart tell us what's gonna be presented to us. OCC, I don't know how to use gamma exposure. I'm not the guy. So if you want to tune into Mitch's stream on the afternoon tomorrow, my man Gamma Mitch can definitely touch on that for you guys. What up, MDC? Bro gets paid per like. I wish. If that were the case, man, trust me, I would be doing a lot more to get those likes, you know? Lana trades. No, I don't take swing trades, actually. I dabbled in that for a little while back in the day, but I don't do that now. Mario 2K, no, I don't do that. The levels, the red levels, that's a Rake Trades secret sauce. Like that's part of his mastermind. So if you wanted to, you definitely would have to subscribe to the Discord so that you can get access to his recordings and all that. It's not my sauce to give away. It'd be very disrespectful of me to do that. Yeah, you gotta follow my man Mitch, guys. Everyone who's asking about gamma exposure, man. Mitch is our in-house gamma exposure expert. All right. Okay, cool. Now that I'm caught up with the chat now, I'm going to drop right into the gold trade review now, guys. Oh, nice little pull up there in gold. Hello. These are the trades that I miss a lot of the times when I talk, right, with the gang. I like the way that we closed on a few different time frames there. We're actually holding a interesting spot here as well. I'm not saying that we're going to keep going because now structurally we're at this support flip resistance spot, right? So there's a risk of us pulling back here. But if we can clear this, then I think taking 200 EMAs within our horizon here for gold. Where would the entry have been? Entry would have been this. All right, I'm going to zoom out here so we can take a look at that larger time frame here. As usual, guys, I will be ignoring the chat until I'm finished this chart review. Weekly chart hasn't changed too much, guys. So I don't want to provide too much of a repetitive narrative on the things that we've been talking about. Take it easy, Ali. Always good to have you here, brother. I hope you and the family are doing good as well. Yeah, so in terms of the weekly bar right now, we kind of are after this big push down on gold. We've kind of been consolidating. Gold's been the one that I've been most bearish on, actually, for the past little while now. You can see here, if I were to use this just to kind of form like some sort of range here, I'm not necessarily interested in too much of what's going on here, right? Like, this is where for gold, I'm not like, there was a period of time when I used to trade gold and I would hold for like a lot. And I mean like lot, I would make thousands off of just like a one contract. But these days, because we're getting these kinds of consolidation, I'm just not really interested, to be honest, in holding those bigger trades the way that I used to. So in these kind of certain conditions, I'm definitely more of a take my 2R, 3R max and walk away. Whereas NQ, I'm a little bit more open to holding those positions for a little bit longer. On the hourly as well, you can kind of see here already, we've been just kind of selling off here. So unless we have an hourly buy bar that gets set up here, I mean, I think it's very safe to say we kind of just keep shorting at this point in time, which is very, in my opinion, a valid thought process to think about. Now, as I mentioned here, the reason why I like this, now I think there's a lot of different strategies that kinds of builds with this, but usually when you see these kind of failure candles here, I mean, these are like generally, again, especially when you have volume that comes into that candle, it's a tall tale, right? Like you can see here, I'm not a big volume bar trader, but I do know that it plays a fairly big role in a lot of what we do. You can see that this failure to go lower candle had quite a bit of volume coming into this. And then when price even tried to even dip lower, we had a lot more volume buying the price back up. So, you know, I think that when we pair this with multi-time frame analysis, it does give us some thoughts of, okay, you know what, there might be a good opportunity to kind of take some sort of a trade and setup. Now, we also know that when we're doing these things, we are obviously counter trending, right? Because it has been so bearish, but I'm not attempts to say that like gold can't just whipsaw back and forth because of large time frame range that we're playing within. So we'll see what this candle does here, but this pullback may offer the entry for a long trade on gold. But again, we're off to a sell-off here. So counter trending, and I always say this all the time, if you guys haven't read the book, Bar by Bar, Trading with Reversals by Al Brooks, you'll know, and I always talk about this, reversal trades are the lowest probability trades that you can take. And so you obviously got to be careful with that if you're going to take these kinds of trade setups. But overarchingly for me right now, I think that we have room to keep moving down, but we are within a range. So as you can kind of see here, I know this is like a very broad range here, but between Globex at 40.81, 40.73 or 40.63, like this increment of area here, if we can somehow form some sort of strong hourly buy bar somewhere within this range, I'd be open to longing gold. And I only say that because we are in this big range that we're in right now. So like, unless we break out of that range, I'm not particularly enticed to take a look at moving lower or anything like that. And as Tenzer, I just kind of see at the peripheral of my eye here. I see he or she made a comment, reversals also have the best RR. You're absolutely right. So when you do take reversal trades, you have to look for those larger moves, because generally it's low probability, but when you can catch them, they're massive, right? Like my biggest trade that I ever took was a reversal trade. I think this was back in like December of last year or the year before that. I'd have to take a look back at my journal notes, but that was when I caught like a 260 point trade to the upside. And that was from overnight. That wasn't a New York trade. That was from an overnight trade. I basically caught the bottom on that reversal trade. I trimmed obviously along the way, but like the last runner, I woke up on New York market open. I was like, damn, this thing's still going. And so that came from a reversal trade. But again, they don't happen all the time, but you feel freaking amazing when you catch them. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on gold. I'm just catching up with the chat, see if I'm missing anything else. Shawnees, do you not trade futures? Just based on your comment. What's up, P1? Yeah, I was gonna say what Ron said, man. If you've never traded futures before, definitely hop on a prop firm and just try that out. I have actually the link right now in the chat pinned. It's with Lucid Trading. Code RT will get you about 30-40% off depending on whether you trade or not. I think because you've never traded before, you get the highest discount. Just grab one of those flex plans. I think they're like under $100, and they basically have like barely any rules to them. So it's probably like the best beginner account to use. So if you've never thought about it, give that one a shot. OCC, I find, and again, some people there's a style to trading with like moving stop losses, trimming, sizing in, and all that type of stuff, right? It really depends on obviously how you trade. I personally don't like doing that. It's not my style, but I do know some people trade like that, so I would never harp on it if it works for them. But to your point, OCC, I think your challenge very likely is you don't have a trust and faith in your trading. Like that's what it comes from, right? Because really, in the end of the day, if you take a trade, you're betting on that, right? I mean, I want you guys to think about it. Like, I don't like using the casino as like an example here, but I will for the sake of conversation. If you were to roll the ball at a roulette table, once the ball has been let go, it's gone. You can't pull it back, right? And so that's kind of the idea of like thinking that you can change the outcome. Like you've already took the trade, so you don't want to micromanage your trade too much because otherwise you're going to suffocate it and you're going to lose out on a lot of opportunity. Buggy trading Asia. Yeah. I think I took 1 or 2, but I haven't really done much today, man. It's been a busy day. My kiddo was spending time with one of his closest friends. We went out to just celebrate birthday because we were out of town for his birthday, and then he's going to be out of town for my kid's birthday. So we held a play date for the two of them today. Shawnee's just options. Okay, fair enough, man. I mean, yeah, if you just like options, you don't want to play around with anything else, that's all good. But the reason why I actually moved into futures, Shawnee's, because I used to trade options as well. Tesla and SPY were my baby. I moved into futures just because I wanted to preserve my mornings during the New York session for my family and my business. So futures gave me an opportunity to trade the later hours, right? So it worked better for me. Position trader, yeah, man. I've heard a few of the people trade like that as well. Or top broke trade. Larita, honestly, bar by bar is the only one I care about. There's a lot of other books like Mental Game of Trading. Mark Douglas has a few books as well. They're very well renowned. I just don't personally care for them. Only because like from a psychology standpoint, the way that I think about the markets is how I think about business. So I just kind of correlate the two. But I heard those books are pretty good for mentals. But technical wise, man, Al Brooks is pretty much the only book that I would recommend. Lana Trades. If you're talking about this one, that's target is the up and stop is the bottom. That's what that was. If that's what you're asking. Sorry, I just want to make sure. What up, BO Trades? Do not choose the daily plan new future trade because it trails your unrealized gains. So if you're up one game, let's come back. Trades with CJ. Yeah, you know what? Not all daily plans function that way. I think with Take Profit Trader, yes. I know with 10-4 trading, they don't. I know with Tradeify, they don't. I don't know if Lucid does or not. I can't see the plan, so I don't know. But not all daily plans have intraday trail and drawdown. Yeah, sizing down definitely helps, man. Yeah, BO trades, you'll have to ask the prop firms the ones. I've always paid for the full amount for whatchamacallit, trading view data, so I'm not really too sure. Pavan, man. Progress, man. Progress, my friend. Keep working at it. You know, your 6057, just to the comment of most people who trade props wouldn't be able to handle real money. I think that in the end of the day, it's like they can't handle the prop either, right? Like no matter what, there's a reason why. Like just remove prop out of the game. Right now we're talking about prop firms because it offers the lowest barrier to entry for people to learn the craft, which I think is great in that regard. The problem is that a person who wields something like a prop without understanding the gravity of it will often obviously get abused by it or abuse it itself, right? But I mean, I wish I knew what props were when I was learning, because like I lost a lot of my hard-earned money in the early days when I was trading because I mean I was risking my own capital, right? But obviously there's pros and cons. I've obviously learned a lot from doing that as well, like learning how to feel like losing a paycheck or you know, whatever it may be. It kills, man. Like it definitely sets things into perspective for sure. What time are futures tradable? Futures trade 22 hours a day, Mike Wilson. From Pacific Standard Time, you can basically trade from 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time all the way until, depending on the prop firm, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got it. Trades with CJ. Got you, man. Got you. BO trades. I got you, man. I like TradingView. It's been the platform I've been using since literally the beginning of time. Yeah, Chris Chow. I mean, I scalp when like markets are ranging, but generally speaking, the trades I take normally probably range between like 30 to 60 points on a given trade, especially over like the slower sessions. If I'm trading things like New York, though, I'll usually shoot for about 100 points or more, just because the market presents them. Lucian, I don't trade 1 minute because I think it's too noisy, and I do trade 5 minute. I only show the 2 minute chart because I don't show all the screens because otherwise it just looks like a cluster. This is the best way that I can present to you guys kind of what I'm working with. But like actually, if it's off to the side of the chart here, I'll have like a 5 minute, 15 minute, hourly. I do have other time frames. Leo Corona. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different platforms that are working on stuff like that, but they're just, I don't know. It sounds like it's a very expensive product, is what it sounds like. Micro scalping. Your 6057. Micro scalping. Are you saying like the problem as in like you like to micro scalp, but the prop firms don't allow you to do it? Is that what you're referring to? Trade the legendary hard mode MDC. I know, seriously, that's pretty much what's me in the nutshell, man. Am I from Korea? No, I'm in Vancouver, Canada. Gemini scalps. Mike Wilson, options. I only trade personal capital. I don't trade prop firm for options. So, and I just trade right through my bank. But I believe IBKR, Interactive Brokers, I think is what they're called. They're one of the most world-renowned brokers to use to trade options. They may not be the cheapest, but from what I've been told, they have some of the best fills. So if you want to take a gander there, you could. Would I look for a short trade here, according to asking from Buggy? I'm open to it. I'm open to it. I think we're coming up here now. So there's a couple reasons why I'd be open to it, but we have to kind of let the bars tell us too, right, guys? Because as of right now, we are coming up to the VWAP. We've got the 200 EMA right above us. We got the channel rim here. I would almost kind of say that if we were to take a stab at this, as price is trying to kind of pulverize this, it would be more of a kind of like that. Is it? I just want to just double check. Probably use like a 30 point, not even actually, like a 30 point stop. And you can shoot for lower if you want. That's probably what I would kind of look for. Now, I don't want to shoot for too much on this account right now, just because I don't want to overshoot my consistency. But this could be a potential short trade that we can take. I'm just kind of taking a look at the bars to see how we kind of close out here. Why some of support prop firms are not active today. Pula, what do you mean by that? Bruce Wayne, actually, technically speaking, I guess not really. I'm actually trying to think about it. I'm like, no, not really, because I don't really post it anywhere actually at this point in time, other than the stream. So basically, once you get it here, you can use it for like London and New York. But yeah, I guess you're right. You wouldn't know them before Asia opens, I guess, in that regard. Andrew, you're gonna have to Google that, my friend. EMA, like when anyone asks questions like how does an EMA work, how does a VWAP work, there is so much explanation that goes behind that. I don't want to, with all due respect, I don't want to bore the entire stream for me going through that, because that's very something that you can just Google. You can just Google that, right? It's not a difficult thing. Lana Trades, yeah, man. I'm live. I'm live every day from 10 p.m. to midnight. Would have been a nice little short trade there, guys. 1 hour there. Trading for over 6 months, I haven't been able to make a withdrawal. What do you recommend? Big Leon, first and foremost, I just want you to know that 6 months of trading actually is not a long time. So be patient with yourself. I think there's a lot that goes behind it for sure. Journal your trades for sure and learn and work on that, right? Because I think that's what you need to do in the early days. Lucian, no, I haven't talked about this stream, but I do talk about almost every stream. I don't take trades to break even now. I take them for what they are. So it would have been a solid trade setup as we kind of talked about here, guys. We had market structure, we had our EMAs, VWAP, we had channel as well. Offered a really nice move to the downside there, guys. Anyone catch that short, by the way? And for all you guys on stream right now, drop a like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate the thumbs up on the stream if you guys can. Helps a lot, and I'll definitely want to get out this 50K Lucid Pro account to you guys. Nice. W's in the chat. Love it, man. I'm glad you guys caught that one. Caught both ways. I love it, man. Yeah. We had that pre-drawn area here before the stream started that we talked about. And then now we had that area, which you guys know how much I love my 200 EMA, guys. A lot of confluences here, right? Level, VWAP, 200 EMA, channel, structure. So definitely a lot of things. I mean, the only thing that I was missing personally would have been more of a bar by bar confirmation. Yeah. Currently in a gold short, huh? Nice. All right, so as we talked about in gold earlier, right, guys? We want to see some sort of strong reaction down here. Based on where we are at right now, we're about 9 minutes away until this hourly close. Honestly, hourly will probably close bearish for gold. If we can get an hourly buy, the hour leading into the London Open, and we create an hourly buy setup in this area, I'd be interested in longs going into the London Open. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm just going to do these labels here for people who are hopping on these streams so they can see what I'm referring to. Projection short trade. 200 EMA. VWAP. Structure. Hopefully this kind of helps you guys out too as well. I don't know what the gold symbol is. I always just use the GC1 and NQ1, so. Could it be a chase? I mean, yeah, I mean, it really depends on kind of how you trade, right? Like, we'll give it a bit. I want to see how these bars close. If we get a pull up again and reject, then it might offer us a nice opportunity. How much weight would you put in 0 prints down in 2 to 300? Tenzer, what do you mean by that? What does that mean? 0 prints down. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't understand the terminology of 0 prints though. I don't know what that means. Oh, volume profile. I don't trade volume profile, my friend. So I wouldn't be able to speak to that. Lucid's been around for longer, Guang. It's been around for longer, so people will generally go to where there's tried and tested and true. 10-4 is a new prop firm, right? But I mean, their plans are kind of hard to ignore, right? Their 50K accounts have like I would say probably industry leading drawdown. They're like $2,500 drawdown to $300,000 profit target. But yeah, Lucid has some really good plans though, and I think that they've been a very innovative prop firm. They've been very competitive in the space for a little while now. I like them. I've done well with Lucid. If the channel range is large, you trade within the channel. Yeah, you can. It's all very subjective and circumstantial, right? It really depends on how the market's forming. But yeah, I haven't seen the new Lucid daily. I actually can't view the prop accounts because I'm in the live period phase. So I only see the Lucid Max accounts. I don't see any other accounts. So I don't even know what the specs look like on the dailies. Much love, man. Yeah, code RAKE for 10-4 and code RT for Lucid, man. I have the Lucid trading accounts pinned to the chat there for anyone who's never tried Lucid before. I made the comments already. Chill, I'm not sure when you hopped onto the stream here, but there were kind of multiple reasons why the short made sense here. Are there payout caps on 10-4? Every account has its cap, like cap per payout, yeah. So like, for example, like a 50K account, usually max payout is $2,000 per request as far as cap goes. Question about 50K or 100K. I actually don't ever care for the 100K accounts. I am either going to go 50K or I'm going to go 150K. I don't go anything in between that. The only time I've ever dabbled with 25K accounts is if it was like an instant funded account. Otherwise, yeah, man, I'm more so focused on the 50Ks and 150Ks. Do you trade 1R fixed? Law of trades. So if I'm in like ranging conditions, I usually just go for 1R. I don't try to hold for too much. I don't like to overstay my welcome in trades, right? But when we're in like periods of the market, like maybe the first few hours of Globex Open, Tokyo Open, or London or New York, then those are the times where I'll hold for, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5R. But yeah, generally when we're on the shoulder hours of the market, I just take my 1R and I'm generally pretty content with that. Right now, the account that I'm trading on right now, by the way, for those who wasn't on my last stream, yes, I have been maxed out with Tradeify from last year, but I got the good news from Brett Simba that I was able to get back onto their platform again. So I've actually been trading with them again here. So I'm using the Tradeify account right now, actually. So just for those who did not know about that already. So I'm trading with Tradeify right now. And I got my Take Profit Trader account, and I got my 10-4 trading account. Those are the kind of the props I'm mostly trading at the moment. I could trade with Top Step as well, but I hate daily loss limits, so. I'm working on a Tradeify Select account, so I'm still have to build the backups because I just started with them. And then the one that I have right now is a straight to funded account. Funded Futures Network talking 3 weeks for payouts. Know anything about that? No, I don't know anything about Funded Futures Network. I don't even know what that is. What's the max out? Robert, when I was trading with them, because I capped out with in May of last year, it was $100,000 in payout. I'm green today. Yeah, I am. I generally do come out of the Asia session usually green. Like most of the time I am. It's rare that it's the other way around. I don't like someone controlling my daily loss limit, Phantom Love, that's why. I want to be I would like to be the one that controls my loss limit. I don't want a prop firm to tell me when I should get out of a trade. Do any of your accounts give static drawdown? Do any of my accounts? What do you mean by that? I don't think any of the props have static drawdown except for Apex, I think. But don't quote me on that though, because I only know of the props that I have. For given trades, yeah. Oh yeah, TBT is my baby, man. Straight to funded accounts, oh man, I mean, they're very subjective, right? Because like it's hard to want to trade them because they're obviously very expensive. So for most people, I don't recommend it because it is quite costly. So if you're learning, like blowing a straight to funded account can be very expensive. So generally I would recommend the evals. But now if you're good, if you know what you're doing, man, yeah, I can see straight to fundeds. A lot of traders that I know actually trade straight to fundeds immediately. That's kind of where they go. Tenzer, that's amazing, man. Congratulations, brother. Shawnee's the 25, 50, 100K. Those are basically just what they call the account size. And so each of those account size generally have a drawdown. So generally the industry standard, a 25K account usually has a $1,000 drawdown, 50K account has a $2,000 drawdown, and 100K account has a $3,000 drawdown. RCS, I primarily trade Asia, yeah. I think anytime you could buy a carrier, anytime you could get a deal, I think it's always worth it. So if you're gonna trade all those accounts, absolutely. But if you don't, then not really. Don't take deals just for the sake of taking them. I would say that. Don't be an Asian, like, you know, most Asian parents, they go buy things. Like, you don't know how many times I've had family that go to Costco, bring things home, and I'm like, oh, why did you buy that? It's like, oh, it was on sale. I'm like, okay, like, just because it's on sale, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah. You're in a short entry at 472. I remember Mana Hill, you made a comment earlier that you said that you were going to take a short entry because you see an entry. I mean, that was a pretty far down entry, so I don't know. I mean, if it continues, great, but we can get a pullback. So the pullback might wreck you if there's a pullback. Camilla, I trade on multiple time frames. The 2 minutes is the only time frame I show you guys. I trade on multiple time frames. It's not just the 2 minute. What account would you recommend for highest payout? Technically, Daniel Sterling, if you want highest payout, it's always going to be the largest accounts you can possibly get, right? But they also cost the most, so. Yeah, I still recommend 10-4. So I think it's still a good prop form. I mean, it's new, right? So it's obviously going to have its challenges, but I've had no issues with him, so I've been good with him. Nums. Yeah, man. Like literally the other day I was at Costco shopping, and like my mom like bought a couple of hats for the kids. I'm like, well, why'd you buy that? Like, we literally have stacks of hats at home for the kids. And it's like, but it's so cheap. I was like, oh man, so Asian. Hey, nice, man. Tenzer, that's amazing, dude. TN squared, long or short? Right now, nothing. If you missed your short, I wouldn't enter anything right now. Yeah, if you guys are looking to scoop up any Lucid accounts, I've pinned it to the chat here. Code RT gets you the best deals with Lucid Trading. TN squared, I do business consultant for restaurants. That's my specialty. I've been in the restaurant industry for 20 years. Yeah, Chris, it's crazy that's already Thursday, man. I don't know where the week goes. Parth, no, I'm not in any trade right now. After you get funded, you have to hit another 3. Yeah, make it 3 yards. Once you get funded, you have to basically go through that process all over again. The same way that you passed it, you essentially have to go through that process again. No, I don't have my own brand of restaurant. No, I work with restaurant entrepreneurs. Do I have a Top Step discount? No, Top Steps doesn't have any affiliates. At least I don't think they do. Tenzer. It's true. Facts of life, man. Facts of life. But you know what? I still appreciate it, man. I think like no matter how much like, you know, negativity that might be in the space when it comes to prop firms, I'm very positive because like the way I look at it is that anybody I work with today, like students and stuff like that, right? They have the ability to practice and trade and potentially even make money, right? Like at a very low cost. And I think that ability is great to have. And yeah, if it grooms you to becoming to one of the best traders in the space, then great. You can trade your personal capital later on, right? So I think it's a good thing. Guys, there's about 500 of you guys here. I think it's very easy to get to 400 thumbs up, guys. Whoever's in the stream right now, guys, if you haven't dropped a thumbs up yet, come on, man. Show your brother some love here. I put 2 accounts on my audit to sim funded. I was like Midwest Pit Farmer, damn. Yeah, Tenzer, man, the days back in the day. I mean, you definitely can't do what we used to do back in the day. I don't know how long ago you traded with Apex Tenzer, but like, yeah, people always ask me, Alan, how did you get, $96,000 in payouts out of one account? And the reality is that the prop firms and payout caps and stuff like that weren't the same back then as they are now, right? So. I'm not sure what the payout cap is on the daily accounts, guys. You have to take a look at it. Whoever's asking about gold right now, I already did a gold trade review earlier on, so not sure what specifically you're looking for. Denise, you're a complete stranger. I am not going to show my bank statements on live stream with random people. That's a lot of confidentiality stuff. And I don't, honestly, guys, like, I don't know what space, like headspace, you're potentially coming from, but if you don't find value in what it is that I share on stream, then it's all good, man. It's all good. But the students that work with me know how much I've done. Google to ask questions. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been trading for 6 years. Trading full time. I mean, you can say I trade full time, sure, but like I'm a business professional at heart, right? So I do trade, but if I had to pick between working with a restaurant client and trading, I would work with a restaurant client because it's like my passion. T Mussolini. Yeah, man. I know that question gets asked a lot, man. That's a if you're cutting your positions too early, you have a trust issue with your own trading. So you got to work on building up your confidence when it comes to the way that you trade. Would you consider to trade your own capital, Julian? Yeah, I do. On options, I trade my own capital, but to have the ability to trade prop firm for futures, I mean, why not, right? Doesn't make sense not to. What's max payout for take profit trader? I don't think there's like actually an exact number, Daniel. It's very subjective. I think it kind of they decide how they want to go about it. Sam, I have 2 accounts with 10-4. I've got 1 account with Take Profit Trader. I got 2 accounts with Tradeify right now, and 1 account with Top Step. Yeah, that's what I got right now so far. AJ Trades, my man. Comes with the name, man. Appreciate you, dude. $50K daily has a cap of profit a day, 8,000 not payout in a day. Yeah, every props can be different, man. Just check their FAQs. They'll provide all that information. Parth, I stream 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time till midnight. My stop loss, BTC, is based on a bit of both. So it's kind of like if the trade itself doesn't make sense structurally and bar by bar and all that stuff, then I don't take the trade. But it is accommodated into the P&L though. Like I wouldn't. It's kind of one of those things where it's like if the structure was let's just say a $400 stop loss, for example, right? If it fits the $400 stop loss and it just so happens to fit my parameters of how much I'm willing to risk, then I take it. But no, I would not just stop a trade because I'm hitting my P&L, because technically speaking, it's like, why did I take the trade to begin with if that was the case, right? You know what I mean? Denise, first and foremost, I don't sell courses, just so you're aware. I sell my time. So if someone wants to work with me, of course, I'm going to charge for my time. I was a business professional. I work with restaurants. I spend time with my family. I'm not going to spend time with a random stranger for free. That makes no sense. So, and yeah, if someone wants to work with me, I'm more than happy to show them whatever it is that they want to see. But I'm not going to show that randomly online. That's really random. No problem at all, Sam. You know what I also like to say, I actually used to say this a lot in like the restaurant industry and business as well, is that the mark of a successful leader isn't just in what they do, but what they do for others and how they can help them find success. And so that's the reason why I don't just take on thousands of students when I work with them. I work on students one-on-one. I build them up as I can, because the success that they achieve, that's where it's at, right? Like that's what the most, fulfilling and most rewarding thing to me, in my personal opinion. But again, to each their own, obviously, right? So Jay, yeah, you know what? Like honestly, right now we're kind of ranging. Like if I wanted to, I might have to change to my take profit trader account so I can scalp, because my Tradeify account, technically I'm not allowed to scalp. Otherwise I'll get flagged. So I'd have to switch to another account right now. But so far, the bounce here, the rejection here have been 2 trades, have that been good. Right now, I'd be kind of curious if we kind of hold this range to see if we can bounce back to the higher end there, but nothing specific for me that would look really, really good. But we could look for that though. Like this could be a long trade setup we could look for if we hold. Thanks, man. I appreciate the love, guys. Miz, much love, man. 100%, man. I think that's the reason why a lot of what I do as well, right? When I work with entrepreneurs, is that I've been knee deep in it. So because I've been knee deep in it, I can relate. There's a saying that goes with John C. Maxwell, right? You want to be far enough to inspire people, but you want to be close enough to relate to them. And I think that's a very important thing to kind of keep in mind when you're working with people as well, because that's how you build that respect, right? Guang, no, I didn't enter the trade. I've just kind of been chatting with you guys. Santana, I'm not Rake, by the way, just FYI. I'm Azheng Trades. I'm just one of the hosts of Project 365, which is owned and led by our man Rake Trades. Santana, I think my thought process here is the way that I'm looking at this. I've done the chart review already. I've kind of given my 2 cents on what I'm looking for. Anything can happen, highs, lows, whatever. But for me, I am just looking to catch a piece of the move. That's based on what we're reading on price action. So I'm not saying it can't, but Tensor. So depends on my profit. So this is why I have multiple accounts. Natural energy. Generally for myself, if I catch a win, I'll switch to another account and so on and so forth. My rotation kind of what keeps the fresh perspective for myself. So thanks, Javier. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Dracula. I try to be careful because I don't want to overdo it. Sometimes I might forget, right? Look, I guess the last comment I'll make to the I don't know if it's Dennis. Sorry, I totally butchered your name. I said Denise earlier. Dennis. Look, I'll put it this way, right? In the end of the day, anyone who wants to work with anyone, of course you're gonna want proof, and that's totally fine, right? To be honest, I share more on streams about my payouts and everything more than I think most people do actually in the space. But in reality, it's up to the person who wants to work with me to decide what they want to know about me. They want to hop on a one-on-one, they want to learn that about me, more than happy to. But it's not an obligation for me to share my personal confidentiality, because in the end of the day, there are a lot of people out there that I don't really want them to know about what I do and to succeed in life, right? So I hear your point, and I hear your skepticism, because maybe you've dealt with a lot of bad situations and bad scammers out there in the space, and I'm sorry if you've kind of fallen victim to that. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say in that regard. My time is money, so anyone who wants to spend time with me, it is going to cost, right? MG Malachi, I appreciate it, man. Valima, I only trade one account at a time. I don't copy trade. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just sharing the thought process. I appreciate the support, chat. I put that out there because I think a lot of you guys, will come into a point in your career as well where you're gonna feel like, people are gonna make you feel bad or whatever it may be, and like, I will say that I was actually just telling my mother-in-law this today, actually, while we were driving. I was driving the family to lunch, and I was explaining to them, I'm like, look, man, like a big part of the reason why I got to where I am today was because I didn't let the noise and the distraction get the best of me, right? Because like for me, like a lot of times when I was growing up in my career, a lot of people would say like, oh, you this, that, like there was so much gossip and rumors. And for me, I just kind of stayed in my lane. I'd focus on me and I pushed on myself. And I always used to tell people, look, man, if people aren't putting food on the table for you, if they're not taking care of your family, if they're not paying for your bills, they don't really have a say in what you do and how you do it, right? Like that's completely up to you to decide that. So yeah, man, it's gonna be tough, but that's just my personal advice to all you guys, because you guys are gonna find your own rhythm of success in every aspect of your life, and don't let anyone else deviate you from your path, right? Especially if they're not actually gonna help you become a better person, Dennis, man, you don't have to trust me. You don't have to watch the stream. You're not working with me either, so I don't really get your comment. Thank you, Mana. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it doesn't really, the reason why it doesn't really get to me, because I think that a lot of times, as a person who's been very focused on psychology, like that's a big part of who I am. Much often when people say what they say, it's often a projection of themselves or maybe something they've experienced in life. So a lot of times when I work with people in the restaurant industry, actually, I've had people, I remember actually very vividly working with an entrepreneur that came to me and, started lashing out and making drawn assumptions on things. And I said, look, you came to me because you had a challenge, you had a problem. And I presented to you a solution that I believe can help you. And now you're feeling like you don't even want to try it. So the way I grounded back to is like, look, you obviously need help. I'm providing a solution and I think I can help you. You either take this opportunity or you don't. It's completely up to you to decide, right? But more often than not, that trauma, that reaction comes from experiences that they've gone through. And so a lot of times for me, I choose to empathize with people and just kind of be able to say, hey, all good. I'll listen to you. How are you feeling? Let's work through that, and so on and so forth, right? So that's how I kind of get through these kind of conversations so calmly, because like I'm not, again, think bigger, right? So. Mike Wilson, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, my friend. If you trade on an account that has no max payout, do you aim for a payout? No, I just take anything I can. I think my advice to the gang has always been the same. Take whatever you can. The moment you can take a payout, you should take it. David Kim, I spend probably only a few hours a day. Like if it wasn't for the stream, I'd probably spend about 2 hours, 3 hours a day max. Just because there's a lot going on in my life with business and stuff like that. I can't focus on the chart all the time. Can you give an average amount a month in payouts? No, actually I don't know, because I found every month has been very different for me actually. I've had months where I've had like as low as like 5K, but I've had months that I've had as 50K. So it's been kind of like on and off, to be honest. Yeah, Jack, my love. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man, if you're in the restaurant industry, crash and fly, man, you're in it because you love it, Like, you have to love it. Like, otherwise, you're not in the restaurant industry to be rich. I'll tell you that right now. It's like one of the most low-margin businesses. You gotta love it, man. Santana, I've been trading for 6 years. But my most consistent years have been the past 3. Much love, Mana. I guess good for Tom Hogard, man. Like, seems like a lot of love for Tom. He must have lost a New York session today. Yeah, food block can kill, man. It's unfortunate. The influencers part of the world can really kill people. What changed about trading? I mean, honestly, it sounds so silly, and I think a lot of people say it all the time, but you got to get over the P&L, man. Like, it sounds so counterintuitive, but it's true. The P&L is the death of you because you focus on it so much, and in the end of the day, the way that candles move up and down don't really care about your P&L, right? So just got to remember that. Belen, honestly, only if the opportunity presents itself. Sometimes I only take one trade. Sometimes I don't take any, actually, man. So it really depends. Yeah, anyone who wants to reach out to me, you guys can reach out to me on Instagram. I'll post my Instagram later on because when I do the giveaway as well, I'm gonna have to announce, send that out anyways. A trades guy, much love, brother. Much love. I appreciate you, man. All right, I'm gonna set up the whatchamacallit, the bot for the giveaway, guys. Give me a second here. All right, guys, I'm gonna type it out here for you as well so that you guys know how to do it for those who are first time here. All right, guys, let's get this bot going. All right, I won't be able to answer any questions while the bot's doing this, by the way, because I know you guys are going to be spamming the chat. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink actually while I do this. The giveaway is up. All right, guys, let's announce the giveaway winner here. Who's the winner? Hey, Chris Chow, my man. You won the giveaway, dude. Chris Chow. I know you've been on the stream a lot these past couple weeks here, man. Nice work, dude. Right on. All right. As usual, I'm going to put my Instagram here. Chris Chow. Shoot me a DM, my friend. I will send you the Lucid Pro giveaway account later on. Oh. All right, I do actually have another one to give away to you guys, because another one of my students saw that I gave it away yesterday, and they actually are donating their account as well to me to give away again. So give me a second here, guys. I've got to put this into the tracker first. Give me a second, guys. So what are we gonna do? Let's go for 600 tonight, guys. If we get the 600 thumbs up, I'll give another account away. This account is gonna be a 10-4 account because it's actually one of the accounts that that was for a student, but they want to donate it for the gang. So I'm gonna give it out tonight on stream to you guys. Oh, you guys don't need to punch and type in enter. You guys gotta stop. I haven't set up the bot or anything, guys. Stop typing in enter, guys. Stop spamming, guys. Guys, stop spamming. There's no bot. Stop typing in enter, guys. Yeah, let's get to 600 thumbs up, guys. What trading view plan do I have? I have the top end one, the fully loaded one, whatever that one is called. I can't remember. I know, it's kind of crazy, Trades Guy. I appreciate you, man. For the loyal followers have been following me for a long time, I appreciate it, man. Make it 3 yards. That's fair, man. I actually like for TradingView, I've been like, because every year during Black Friday they do their like 80% off deal, and that's usually when I buy the full-fledged. I've always had it from when I used to trade small caps, and I just never changed it, to be honest. RCS, if you're just a beginner, to be honest, I don't know. You'd have to look at it. I feel like the beginner, or even like the second level to beginner, is probably more than enough, man. I don't like the 5-minute failure candle that we had earlier, by the way, guys. Not the candle that I would want to see. The risk on this trade, guys, is that from a structure perspective, we're just setting in lower highs right now. I would really like for us to break the high of structure here to get a move up. The reason why I want to long here right now is, even though, yeah, we've been downtrending, is because we did put in an hourly bar last bar that was, I wouldn't say a buy bar, but one that kind of gives you an indication that there could be potential strength. And then this 15-minute bar also kind of closed fairly bullish too. So I kind of want to see us get a move up from here. But if I get stopped out, then it might be worth taking a breakout trade to the downside. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, the reason why I pay for the one that I pay for TradingView is because I want to have all of the charts. Like, I think because depending on what level you have, you are only allowed to use an X amount of like the screen slots. So if I want to use maximum screen slots, I want to be able to trail back a long period of time in history for the chart history. All those things I think requires a little bit more. BTC, I don't use Thinkorswim because it doesn't exist where I am. By the way, not sure if you guys have ever had this before, but I was out and about with my family and decided to go get some coffee. You guys might recognize the symbol because it is a brand that's global around the world. Yeah, man. This is the iced Kyoto latte is what this is. Percentage of what, though? Yeah, I wanted to see if we can long, because we were kind of holding here. We were kind of holding this channel area, and I actually wanted to see, based on the 15-minute bar, if we could continue, but yeah, it's definitely not looking good for me here. But my stop loss is where it is, because that's where I believe my trade would be invalidated anyways. Yeah, we don't have TOS, man. Thinkorswim is not a platform that exists where we are. Oh, nice. All right, I will do another giveaway here, guys. Where's the thingy? Where did I move that thingy? Oh, I deleted it. Well, you guys probably know what to do already at this point in time, but I'm gonna get the bot ready, guys. All right, there you go. Bot's up. If I do get stopped here, I am open to taking a breakout short trade, to be honest. just because I think my thesis would be completely broken if I get stopped out. I just need to forecast box this out though and see what this would look like. I don't know about the risk to reward on that, if that didn't work out.
Dreams, man, they stay.
26 seconds left and I'll announce the giveaway winner.
Let the stars write our story. In the endless sky with you, I'm home. I can finally fly.
Alrighty, we're gonna announce the winner of the giveaway, guys. So no more, guys, no more. Stop spamming the chat, guys. Oh man, look at that, Big Leon. Big Leon, you were literally just saying earlier how you blew accounts and you needed to get a giveaway today, and the bot picked you. Big Leon, you still here, man?
You said you'd catch me if I fall, but where are you now?
Yeah, let's go, dude. That's awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna put my Instagram in the chat again here. Big Leon. There you go, man. Hit my DMs, man, and I'll send you the code afterwards. Congrats, dude. I set my stop loss just based on where our support has been. Where has our support been? And then when I look at even like the 5 at the 15, like I'm just looking at the other time frames as well. That's where our wick low was. So for me, it's like if we end up getting, if I got tagged there, then it means my trade thesis is wrong essentially, right? So if we're doing the rake trades giveaways, then you can't win multiple times because we track that. But if you're winning giveaways that I'm giving away personally from my end, then it doesn't matter if you've won before. Kings of the West, the indicator for that is a little bit different. It has EMAs and VWAP, but it's more than just that though. It's like a culmination of a few other things as well. I'm not the best person to explain it though, because like I don't know the nuance behind it. But there are a few different things to it. Oh, looks like I'm gonna get stopped here, guys. Oh, yep, stopped. With that move, though, I do think that we can take a short trade here, though. Yeah, I agree on the lower. Just viewing, let's see. Yeah, so right now, guys, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the hourly time frame right now and seeing where that bar open was and the bar wick low, and I'm kind of gauging the distance here, right? Because I'm trying to figure out whether or not we'll have room. I feel like this is one of those things where I'm best to wait until until the hour opens. I'm just gonna gauge and see where the candle closes here. I want to go lower though, because like, yeah, just the fact that we lost that area. I also got to be cognizant that we only have 20 minutes left here before the market opens. Pulo, the one I'm using right now is the 150K account. Yeah, that's totally fair, man. I think if you use momentum and volume a lot, Asia and London can really screw with you. How many monitors am I using? I've got like monitor above me here and the one in front of me. Those are the main ones I use for trading. The one on the backdrop here is actually only there right now because I'm streaming. So all my charts that usually go on the top screen, I have all my streaming setup stuff on the top. Learning, that's awesome, Dan. Do you still blow accounts now? Is it just game both cashing payouts faster than blowing accounts, or is it like keeping fun as long as you can to go online? Guang, yeah, man, absolutely. I still blow accounts. Like I think that's part of the process. I think for me, it's like as long as I can get the payouts where the ROI makes the most sense for me, then it works, right? So like that's why I always kind of use that as an example. I use take profit trade as a perfect example of that, right? Where like I take my payouts all the time, right? Because the people will ask, why don't you build the buffer? Because if I spend $127 in an account, but if I can get $1,000 payout and I can get it now, I'm not gonna wait building on that, right? $1,000 is basically 8x my return. So I'm absolutely gonna take the payout, right? Just because it makes sense to do so, right? So. The new Lucid plan? No, I can't view those, man. I can't view those plans because I'm in live with them, so I can't see the purchases accounts. I'm looking to take a short here, but I'm just waiting to see how this candle closes here. My risk on shorting here is knowing where we last bounced here at this channel. That's my biggest risk right now that I'm taking to short. I don't want to give tax advice, but yeah, just ask your accountant to see how that kind of works. But I would say any kind of expense loss is considered a loss that you can write off, generally speaking. Markets could open in 13 minutes, guys. How do I feel after a loss? I'm pretty unfazed, to be honest, guys. I'm pretty unfazed. It's part of the game, man. I used to be bothered quite a bit. Like, I'll tell you right now, the exact description of how I used to feel when I would take a loss would be that I could feel like a shortness of breath because I'm agitated, you know? My body stiffens. Like I'm sitting in a chair, so my hips would stiffen. And those would be like, for me, as I self-reflect and be self-aware, like that's generally how I'm knowing that, okay, like the loss is really affecting me right now. And so I have to assess, like, okay, whatever I do in this next trade, right? Am I trading because it makes sense to take it? Or am I trading because I'm trying to make money back, right? So there's a lot of little different things that obviously will kind of play a factor into that, but that would be kind of my 2 cents on it. Yeah, split striker. I would say there's a few different. The 2 main things that I would describe split striker of how I take my entries is either one, I have signal bars on multiple time frames, and when I have those signal bars, all I'm looking for is follow through in the direction that I'm trying to trade into. Or the other way that I would go about it is if I know that there's a key price area that I'm watching for, then I would put my entry there where that is. So an example of that would be like up here earlier on, right? Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. Like up here earlier, right? I made the comment that, like, you know, we're coming up here, we're testing a level, the VWAP, the 200 EMA, the channel. So for me, I would be like, okay, well, the moment, you know, my bar closes beneath VWAP here, right? And I get directional push, then I'll take it. Or maybe I'll have a limit order placed at the key area that I'm watching, and I'll let it play out from there as well. So it could be a few different nuances, but those would be a few reasons as to how I would take that. I don't know if that makes sense, Split Striker. You're 6057. Yeah, man, I have no doubt, dude. Like, honestly, the feelings and the emotions that we feel in trading is like, it's insane, right? Like, I wouldn't blame anyone for feeling like that. Yeah, not holding the mouse is a good call. Like, you'll notice that. I think that, you know, Paldo trading, I really like that thought process, because you're right. Like, a lot of times, like when I'm in a trade and stuff like that, like you notice, like even right now, like my arms are crossed right now. I generally try not to put my hands on the keyboard or anything like that, because I don't want to like strengthen the desire. It's almost kind of like, and I say this as a person who's never smoked before, so maybe I'm wrong with this analogy, but I would imagine that if you're a smoker, if I put a cigarette in your hand, you're probably more likely to light that cigarette, right? I could be wrong. I know I'm not a smoker. So, but kind of thought process with trading, I would say the same thing, right? Like once you're done, or maybe you're not done, maybe you're waiting, it's kind of like almost like walk away from like stay farther away from the desk and be like, okay, I'm just gonna put my hands here and I'm just gonna let it do its thing. And as soon as I get an alert, or maybe like my setup is kind of presenting itself, then when the setup starts to present itself, then I get up and be like, okay, let's get ready. Okay, I'm about to take my trade now, right? So like right now, my hands are free. Like the only time that I will need to kind of touch the computer again is if, for example, I hit my first target, then I have to lean over and obviously adjust my stop losses and stuff like that, right? But those are a couple things that I would recommend. Yeah, Poldo trading, actually, that was, I have a really bad jaw from like back in like my restaurant business days, because when I used to stress a lot at work, I would clench my jaw a lot. So now the reason why you'll see me have like what is it called? I'll move my jaw a lot, like I'll do this. I do that stuff a lot because my jaw is just overall just so tense from all those days before. So yeah, man, just being self-aware, guys, is so important. Like like that's why we always say when trading, self-mastery is like a big component of trading. Knowing who you are and how to manage yourself is like half the battle, right? Aw, man, how rude. Yeah, system 8H, 100%, right? Like that's kind of like to the comment from the person earlier on that kept asking about like, you know, selling courses and stuff like that, right? It's like for me, if I'm going to work with a restaurant client, you know, who I might have on a retainer, pays me 6 figures a year, right? I have another client, pays me 6 figures a year. I trade the markets, I make money. And then I spend my time with my family. So if someone randomly comes up to me and says, why do you charge to coach me? Well, the way I look at it is like, who are you? Right? If I make money with these clients and I spend time with my family over here, why would I give my time for free to you? Are you telling me you think I'd rather spend time with you than I would spend with my son? Absolutely not, right? So I think, as you're right, System 8H, as you grow older and you have values and you realize like, hey man, you know what you care about, you know what matters, and you know what you don't care about, right? And so you'll definitely be a little bit more subjective about where you kind of want to put your time, right? Don't lie, I'll blow it out. I'll blow it out, I don't even know what that means. Do you find your win rate lower in the pre-London session? Does it seem like the right kind of market for price action style trade? Yeah, split strike, yeah. The pre-London actually is not my best. But this is the only time I can stream though. So like for the sake of the stream and for coaching and, you know, providing you guys my insights, like this is the only time I can do that. I cannot do that outside of this. That's why I do my best trading over Asia, and I do my best trading during like the after London period if I do. But the problem is I can't sit in front of my screen and talk to you guys during Asia or after the London opens, because at that I'm like getting ready for bed, or I'm like tending to my work emails and those type of things. So there's a lot of different things, right? Nominums. Yeah, you know, I appreciate the kind words, Split Striker. It's tougher though, right? Like these definitely are not the times that I prefer to trade personally, right? It's definitely the tougher period. Yeah, OCC, I generally like to trade an hour after London. So I find that the hourly open for London can sometimes be very tricky. It'll either be a fake out or whatever it may be. And then the hour after London is generally where I like to take my trades. Books for psychology, BTC. Mark Douglas has a lot of good books. I know there's another book called Mental Game of Trading. That's a good book as well. Don't spend any time. Yeah. I'm using StoneX and trading my experience it very like with filling order stop loss. John Nguyen, I haven't had lagging issues, but I would say that I've had issues with the visuals. The visuals are very like glitchy, but that's like stuff that's been reported already. I love that Paulo trading. I love that, man. I mean, just you describing some of the things that you do to prevent yourself from tilting. I mean, I love that, man. Those are the little things that matter, the behaviors, right? I always tell people that in trading, the success comes in your behaviors before it comes in your P&L. Your P&L is not your first sign of success. Your behaviors are. And it's through that consistency of behaviors that you develop the skill set to develop the outcome that you're looking for as a trader. Yeah, OCC, it'd be 4 a.m. Eastern time, I believe. No problem, John Nguyen. Six bull sage. I love it, by the way. So I say that I've said this on a few different streams already. I actually did order, I don't know what my backpack is. I've ordered a couple of books to trade volume profile and order flow. So I do plan on implementing that potentially. Okay, first target's been hit, by the way, guys. I do plan on implementing that into my trading later on in the year. But I need to obviously find time to obviously educate myself in that first, though. Right now, I'm so focused on the move. I'm focused on so many things. Right now, it's not my top priority, but I absolutely will look into that. Is weed a bad behavior? I can't really say that because my man Jake, my man Jake is like loves that, man. It's not my cup of tea though. I don't like doing anything, to be honest though. Like that's not because I have anything against it. I just personally don't use anything. If you have ADHD, don't trade. You're 6057. Actually, dude, I have ADHD, man. I've kind of learned to just like really concentrate. Like I think where ADHD has helped me in trading actually is my ability to look at multiple charts, multiple information, and act upon that information. Anyone in on the short as well, guys? I see that the Neo got their TP. Let's go. Nice work, man. Do it. So that depends, man. If people are working with me just one-on-one, then it's just one-on-one. There's no group or anything like that. But people who have attended like the full-on mentorships before, when I've had like a small knit group of individuals, those individuals will banter with each other after the fact. IMOA. Oh, thanks for the recommendation. I'll take a look at all that stuff at a later time. For now, I'm kind of just sticking put with what I've got. Do you take meds? No, man. I'm actually like, I don't want to sound like a tinfoil hat or anything like that. Like, I'm very particular about medication. Like, I'll take it if I really have to, but I would only do it if I'm like literally like desperate. I try to veer away from medication as much as I can, personally. Yeah, you're right. I think I've really your 6057. I've worked very hard in my corporate years to harness my ADHD for the betterment of what I do, and so I think that's helped me a lot. But you're right, though. It is kind of it can be very tough. Day trading is one of the hardest and most simplest things in the world. So I think that generally I'm not. I know there's two sides to this conversation. I'm not with the people who say you should give trading your all and drop everything else you're doing. I think absolutely give trading your all in terms of like put your all into it, treat it with respect, journal, put the time in, all of that stuff. Yes, 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 and yes. However, I would not say drop your job to do it. I think a big part of psychology for me is having the job. The job helps me because I know that whether I win or lose, I can still pay my bills, right? You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a sense of solace and peace in that. So do it. Yeah. I mean, do you have Discord? Do it. If you don't have Instagram, I don't really want to put my email on stream because I don't want random people spamming me, man. All right, we got the London Open here now. It's midnight. Let's see what we do here. So with the London Open, I am going to move my stop loss down. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but with the London Open volume coming in, I don't feel great. So I'm not going to move it to break even, but I am going to move it to the wick. It's holding this channel quite well, guys. Got stopped out there, guys. A lot of buying volume. This is the channel spot that we talked about earlier, so this kind of push-up is not too surprising. Yeah, if you want to add me on Discord, do it. There you are, my friend. All right, guys. Well, anyways, I hope you guys have found this valuable. You know, as always, like I said, just keep an eye on where the price of market's going to go. If we do end up tagging 202 tonight, I'm interested to see us take a long bounce there for sure. That's like a big part that I would definitely look for. Otherwise, I mean, you guys already heard my trade review earlier on, so I'm not going to repeat myself again. But very solid move up here, though. But yeah, anyways, I'll leave it at that, guys. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you guys, as always. Much love for hopping on the stream. I appreciate it, man. And if you guys ever have questions, I'm going to put my Instagram in the chat here again. If you guys have ever questions, kind of reach out. I'm more than happy to chat offline as well. This long, good stuff, man. I know some of you guys caught this just now, so that's awesome, man. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful night and I guess wonderful weekend because I don't stream until Sunday again. So I will see you guys next week, man. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye.